What's up, rock stars? Boo! Hey, hey, hey! So, today's Catholic saint of the day, another good one, Saint Augustine of Hippo. Today we meet a builder of the church, a founder whose vision still bears fruit today. Saint Augustine is the patron of brewers. Because of his conversion from a former life of loose living, which included parties, entertainment, and worldly ambitions. Who can't relate to that? His complete turnaround has been an inspiration to many who struggle with habits or vices they long to break. This famous son of Saint Monica, who was yesterday's patron saint, or saint of the day, was born in 354 AD in Thagest, a Roman Berber city in the province of Numidia, present-day Souk Ares, Algeria. All you need to know is it was in Algeria. At that time, Numidia's capital was Sirta, now Constantine in Algeria, distinct from the neighboring Rome province of Africa, whose capital was Carthage in modern Tunisia. A lot of locations there. Augustine grew up in a Christian household, but as a young man, he drifted into sin and false beliefs. Who can't relate? His sins of impurity and pride darkened his mind so much that he could not see the divine truth, despite his brilliance. Through the prayers of his holy mother and the preaching of St. Ambrose, Augustine came to see that Christianity was the one true faith. Still, he hesitated, thinking he could never live a pure life. One day he heard the story of two men suddenly converted after reading the life of St. Anthony of the Desert. Deeply ashamed, he cried out to his friend Alypius, "What are we doing?" Full of sorrow, Augustine rushed into a garden and begged God for help. Believing these words were from God, he opened the letters of St. Paul and read the first passage he saw, a call to abandon impurity and live in imitation of Christ. That moment changed his life forever. Augustine was baptized, became a priest, and then a bishop of Hippo Regius, modern Annaba, Algeria. He spent the rest of his life serving the church as a preacher, defender of the faith, and one of the greatest Catholic writers in history. He founded a religious community, supported the poor, practiced great humility, and fought against powerful heresies. When the Vandals laid siege to Hippo in 430, Augustine was on his deathbed, praying and entrusting his flock to God. His feast day is celebrated today, August 28th. St. Augustine of Hippo, pray for us. I was reading some other things when doing this research on St. Augustine, and I'm going to dive into a lot more because there is a ton that is written not only about him, but he wrote a ton of books and just in his experiences, and they are what has been passed down, and what he wrote has been just the foundation, has helped so many souls along in their journey. So on my quest to become that amazing human being that God created me to be, something you should think about doing too, because you were created to be amazing, whether you believe it or not. But I'm going to dive into and start digging into some of what he wrote, because I think there's a lot that I can learn and that we can learn from that. So going to continue my education and just sponging up as much as I can about St. Augustine. Hopefully you had an amazing weekend. Hopefully you got something from this, because with his mother, St. Monica, yesterday, and with St. Augustine today, there's a lot of parallels I think we can draw from modern day life, and as a parent with yesterday with St. Monica, and then just as an individual and how we are living our lives with St. Augustine. I think there's a lot we can draw from that, and a lot we can learn from what has been written about them and through their lives in achieving sainthood, even though they didn't even realize that just by doing what they were entrusted to do by God, they became saints. If St. Augustine can become a saint, then there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to accomplish the same. Have an amazing rest of your day. Have an amazing weekend. Come back tomorrow for another Saint of the Day. Continue to pray for you, your family, and your loved ones to have an abundant blessings rain upon you. Recognize them and give gratitude for them because we have them every single day. And hey, share that smile with the world because it just might make somebody's day.